This little approach that is very helpful came through in a recent session I had with a client where we were talking about her inner child healing. And as per usual, the ego was dancing all around it. Like I had a horrible childhood, but I know that I asked for it. And I know that it was a part of my contract. And I know I chose my parents. And then we dug a little deeper and it was, well, yeah, I've already spoken to my team and to spirit and just asked for the lessons to be presented to me so that I can see the lessons in it, but it's still avoiding the feeling. And the feeling is what is being asked. And the metaphor that this beautiful client gave me was, she's like, it's just this box. It's just all in this box. And I said to her, okay, so what is in the box? What's inside that box? And she just kind of just welled up a little bit and was just like, all the hurt is what's in that box. And I said, okay, I understand. So the ego is going to tell you and try and protect you from ever finding out what is inside that box. Because it thinks that revisiting all the things that are in the box, all the memories, all the who said what, who did what, every part and piece that was an experience that created and culminated your childhood, that was traumatic, dramatic, painful, chaotic, unsafe, unloving, is all inside the box. And it's all memories, and it's Christmases, and it's birthdays, and it's parents fighting, and it's abuse. And all these things are inside this box. And because of the enormity of it all, the ego keeps you from ever going to that box. But here's the thing. It's the inner child that is asking for that box to be acknowledged and for what is in that box to be felt. So here's how I walked her through this. I said, okay, your ego needs to understand that this isn't as horrible. The ask of what is in the box and can we take the lid off the box? Please, ego, allow us to take the lid off this box, is not as bad as it thinks that it's going to be. It's not as painful as it thinks it's going to be, because no one is asking you to relive this. You do not need to relive your childhood in order to heal and reclaim your inner child self. So what if instead of 100 different experiences, memories, and events that are in this box with the bulging lid on it that your ego is trying to keep you from, what if inside that box there were only 3 or 4 things? And I could feel like her energy shift. It was almost like the ego went, oh, like not 100, just 3 or 4? 3 or 4 things. What are the 3 or 4 things that all encompass in a feeling word that represented your childhood? And again, you don't have to look at 100 things, and you don't have to visit or remember all of the things that happened in your childhood. Just let's start there. Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing that really felt as a prominent feeling in your childhood. And the lady said, well, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of chaos. And then she went off into a story, and I and I pulled her back. And I said, the chaos and all the intellectualizing of all the stories and the who dids and all that you don't need to go there. The chaos means your inner child felt not safe. And she went, oh, I see what we're doing here. So then the next thing, next experience, the next thing, what do you feel? What did your inner child feel? And we kept moving through that process. And we came down to 3 things that out of that bulging box that her ego has been dancing around for years, because it's afraid of what is in that box and how much pain reliving that box of experiences is going to create, came down to 3 things that her inner child felt unsafe. unloved, and unseen. There wasn't 100 things in that box, there was 3. There are 3 core feelings that that inner child is looking for to be met with. She's looking to feel safe. She's looking to feel seen. She's looking to feel heard. And that bleed through is coming out in every way, shape, and form in the adult life, through the nervous system, through relationships, through triggers. But it isn't the 100 things like, oh my gosh, I have to heal my whole childhood and I'll get to it tomorrow. Or this box that has a bulging lid of all the things that happened to me when I was a child. It's honestly only 3, 4 things. That's all that's in the box. So I hope that if your ego has you dancing around your box and that you have perceptions or ideas that there's still this whole big inner child mountain that you have to climb, that it isn't as bad as it looks. And it's never as bad as the ego thinks that it's going to be. It can all be pared down, just like I showed you, to 3 or 4 things that will allow the ego to go, I can do 3 or 4 things. I can do that. And it will back the ego up a little bit and allow you to begin to feel the things you need to feel in order to reclaim your inner child. I hope that this helps you. Meet me in the comments. I'm available for sessions. Bye for now.